Princess Leia, just to name a few, as well as Darth Vader.
Yes.
I might add. But what is interesting is that there's speculation that we might see some tie-ins where characters from Clone Wars and from Rebels might eventually make their way into the movies.
Which I think is unique, especially when you look at the fact of, in the Clone Wars, or is it the Rebels, Darth Maul is alive.
Yeah, and in Clone Wars, he is alive. Our viewers, our listeners will know this better than me, I'm sure. He did, return from the dead, or generically, saved from death by his cousin. And at one point, he and his cousin, I think it is, tried to fight with Emperor Palpatine and get their collective butts kicked really hard. So it'd be interesting to see whether he, comes over to Star Wars Rebels. But what's interesting is, and I only found this out a couple weeks ago, Saw Gerrera, who is played by Forrest Whitaker in the upcoming Star Wars Rogue One. That character was originally introduced in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, he might also be in episodes of Star Wars Rebels, or might be in episodes this season, season 3 for Rebels. I'm not quite sure.
He's in one of them.
Well, okay. But I just find that interesting because here it is. We have a character that was originally introduced in a cartoon, has made his way into movies. So that's why there's some speculation that we might see this happening more often.
And I think it's a good idea. Obviously the books are no longer canon, so they got to rely off something.
There's several they have come out with several books in recent.
Yes, but it only makes sense that they already have these TV shows existing. They already have them running. It only makes sense to draw from them. Draw out characters, bring characters back to life, so to speak, as these cartoons have.
There are so many great characters from both Clone Wars and from Rebels that it would make absolutely no sense not to find a way to introduce them into the movies. And, honestly, with movies like... we know we're going to see more of these types of movies. We're going to see, movies about, origin stories of, like, Han Solo and Chewbacca's coming down the chute, and there's Boba Fett coming down the chute, and several others. So it makes sense to have these characters enter into the Star Wars Rebel universe as well.
Yes. Oh, completely. It shouldn't just work from, the TV shows into the movies. It should work, both ways. I think it's awesome to see, awesome to hear. And I really think that, they push it a lot further and we see more of it.
Yeah, I think there's, honestly, I can't remember, where I was going to go with this. Maybe I'll just finish this up by going off and saying that one interesting thing I've heard, and I mean this is kind of going down the rabbit hole, I'm kind of going away from our conversation, was the fact that Samuel L. Jackson has come out and has stated that something that I think you actually brought up, that as far as he's concerned, Mace Windu is not dead, and he has even went off and beaten George Lucas down with, so many arguments that George Lucas finally just threw up his hands and says, okay, Mace Windu is alive.
There are so many things with that character, with Mace Windu, that ties into what we've been saying, what my prediction when The Force Awakens first came out of who Finn was. And this only makes sense of that Mace Windu actually didn't die. Mace Windu, in fact, went into hiding. And started a family because of course the Force fell apart, the Jedi fell apart. It only makes sense.
Well, and what is it? I haven't went back and I haven't seen Revenge of the Sith in a while. Didn't he lose both his hands, or did he just lose one hand?
I'd have to go back and rewatch it.
The argument that Mace Windu came up with, or Samuel Jackson came up with, was that Mace Windu lost one hand, but I'm pretty sure he lost both. But the speculation was that, okay, he was thrown out the window using Force lightning, but he would have been able to use the Force to go off and guide himself down to the ground. So he should have been able to escape.
Which is exactly a very logical, a point that nobody has once brought up throughout the years of these movies being out. No one has ever considered the fact that Mace Windu did not die.
And I mean, and Mace Windu is arguably one of the most popular characters from the prequel trilogy. So it would be wonderful if they would find some way to go off and to tie him back in.
I think what a really important thing, unique thing that I think we may see that could possibly happen is when they do a flashback of Finn's parents. Not Rey, Finn. Maybe showing a much older Mace Windu, sitting on a farm. I think
I'm not sure I really want to go off and to see that. I don't know if I want to see Mace Windu or Lando Calrissian, for that matter, turn out to be, his dad.
I think having Mace Windu as his dad or grandfather or any sort of family member would be the biggest explanation of how, a character like Finn is able to embrace his Force in such a powerful way.
Yeah, but I guess, did he really touch the Force, or was he just...
He graced it, yes. I think we are to see a hell of a lot more from Finn in the next movie. I think Finn is going to really blow people out of the water. Everyone's so focused on Rey, which rightfully so, considering she is the granddaughter of, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, okay, we're going to go with that one, because she does have the same accent.
She has everything.
Everything.
Look at the British accent. Look at the clothing. Look how she uses her Force. She is a Kenobi, hands down.
So, I mean, there's a lot of excitement. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. If nothing else, I'd love to see Mace Windu come back in some sort of origin story movie about a young Darth Vader going off and hunting down Jedi, and one of them, him hunting down, turns out to be Mace Windu or something. That would be awesome. But you know what? We only have a couple minutes left in the show, and there's something pretty huge coming up this weekend, and I can't let us, leave the show without going off and talking about this. This is kind of your, grand coming out party, so to speak.
Yes, definitely my grand coming out party. This weekend at the Tavern Night on Polo Park here in Winnipeg. Yes, Winnipeg. It'll be UFC 200, and I will be one of the two hosts that are actually putting a show together. This is a brand new thing. We're going to be hosting every single UFC event that's coming up, so that's basically once a month. Right now, our home base is Tavern Night Polo Park. It may or may not actually spread from there, where we have him and I splitting up, doing multiple different ones, or, rotating from place to place. But yeah, UFC 200 is our start. It's going to be pretty much off the hook. There's prizes. There's, great, TVs to watch the fights. Brock Lesnar coming back. You got Jones versus Cormier. Misha Tate versus, Nunes. Great fights, great food, great beer, great atmosphere, and some awesome prizes.
And I'll be there at least part of the night. I just want to go there and watch Lesnar get his head knocked off.
Oh, Mark Hunt is going to knock him to the floor. But yeah, that's going to be this weekend. It's going to be epic. Don't miss it.
There you go. There's your plug there, folks. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. When we come back next week, we're gonna have to talk a little bit about that UFC
it's going to be terrifying on so many levels, but I'm going to enjoy every last minute of it. And awesome, thank you, Wee Mutabi. Beer is pretty much the selling point. Beer is the best.
Wow, someone actually commented on something that we've done on the show.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You are so freaking awesome. Weem! Oh my god, Weem! Okay, I know who this guy is.
Okay.
Hey, Weem, how's it going, man? I know him. Okay. Dude, I can't believe you're listening to the show. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Anyways, guys, it's time for us to wrap this up because, it's been 40 minutes into the show, and we kind of were getting tired of hearing ourselves talk.
Oh, hell no, I could talk for hours. I'm going to be doing this on Saturday.
So again, okay, so we're gonna close up as we always do. We're gonna hit us up with our social media, so you can follow us on Twitter.
So you can follow me at Real CAPT Fizz, so at Real Captain Fizz.
You can follow this local fellow at That Mask Guy, or you can, if you're into the EFED world, you can follow me at Tiger Mask Red. That one's for you, Weem. You can follow the show at Fizz Mask Show. And, of course, you can go to our website, www.fizzmaskshow.com.
And, I'm not going to do the stupid thing.
.com!
Yeah. I'm a fanatic right now. Check out my Twitter this weekend. There'll be lots of pictures, lots of tweets, all night long, covering the fights, covering everything going on. You're going to love it. I am going to tweet the crap out of you.
Yes, and of course, if you go to our website, there is links to our Facebook page, which is where we go to have, post a bunch of really silly stuff, as well as all 3 of the Twitter accounts that actually matter. Although I have more followers at Tiger Mask Red than I do at That Mask Guy, so
that doesn't count.
That makes me cry a little bit at times. That the fictional characters does better than me and my mask. Yeah. But you know what, guys? Thank you once again. And in the meantime, and in between time, good night, God bless, and may the Force be with you.
For the first time ever, I've got 2 things to say tonight. Once again, thank you, Weem. Our message thing is going off the hook because of you. Thank you. And of course, stay frosty, my people, and don't forget Saturday night.
Good night, everybody.